Welcome everyone to Radical Self-Respect, where I teach people how to not take any BS, to avoid manipulation, and of course to practice radical self-respect in all areas of our lives. And in this video today, we're going to go over some current events. And it's something I've seen a lot of channels cover already, but Tom Brady and Gisele. Now, the angle I've seen a lot of them cover this from was, oh, if Tom Brady can't keep a woman happy, who could? And I think that kind of misses the mark a little bit, that analysis. And I'm going to kind of do a little bit of a deeper dive here. Now, as most of us know, a man's purpose and mission has to be first in his own life. And a woman is not supposed to be our focus. A woman is supposed to complement our lives, not be the focus. Tom Brady, the best quarterback of all time, he's lived in his purpose for 20 plus years. And if it wasn't for his purpose, he never would have attracted Gisele to begin with. But one of the subconscious crap tests that women put on men is they try to divert your attention away from your purpose, from your hobbies, and put it onto them. But to pass the test, you have to, with agility, deflect it and say, listen, honey, I know that you want this attention, but it's my mission and purpose to be a football player. Now, I think where Tom Brady got himself in trouble was he was indecisive about it, where he retired and then he unretired. That kind of shows a lack of decisiveness there. Now, but if I were Tom, what I would say is, Gisele, we have our whole lifetime together. I'm 45. She is, I think, a little younger than him. And we have our whole lives. But I can only play football for another year to 2 at max. So please, be on my team with this for 1 more year, and we play football. Now, Tom, he's off like at least a few months to 6 months a year, where Gisele can have more attention from him than 90-something% of all men can give, because they're working. They don't have that kind of time off. And they have the money and the resources so that really isn't a problem. But Tom has to do a better job at not getting emotional. Now, if you saw the news, you saw how Tom was getting very agitated in the game versus the Saints, where he smashed the tablet, he's yelling at his teammates. And even Tom Brady can be pushed off of his emotional center by his woman. And again, oftentimes the more attractive a woman is, the more drama and emotional spikes she may need. Now, and think about this. When you're Gisele, and you have everything, kids, great husband, money, what excites you anymore? Probably a little chaos and drama. Now, chances are they might split. Yes, that's very possible. But here's the thing. Let's fast forward the tapes and play it out. Tom Brady listens to Gisele, stays retired, and then what? Chances are she's going to find something else to be unhappy about later, because him not retiring from football is a symbol, right? That's just her symbol, is to think, okay, this is why I'm unhappy in the relationship. He went back to football. But I don't think that's really what it is. If she's that unhappy, she's going to find another reason to be unhappy as well when he's home. That is most likely what is going to happen. And that's why Tom, he needs to, with agility, say, hey, baby, I'm going to play football for 1 more year. I appreciate 1,000% all the support you're giving me and the love you're giving me, and I will be 100% present with you, besides whatever work I'm doing once we retire. And again, it's not even about the quantity of time people spend together. It is more like the quality of time, how focused your presence and love is. That is invaluable. And that's what makes me think there's something else more to this here, where the issue is not really him retiring. There's something else going on with Gisele where she just isn't happy in the relationship, it seems. And yeah, I don't begrudge her the fact that she's been with him for a while. And yeah, it must be tough being the wife of the football player, and she might miss him. But I think she's going a little far with it, and I get it. Everyone's allowed to have their boundaries, but when you think of it like this, 1 more year, for the rest of their lives together. How much is that to ask, really? Now, when he retires, he might not be playing football anymore, but he's also going to be announcing. He has a Fox deal that he's going to go to, so he's going to be gone for that as well. And this is just, the next step in Tom Brady's journey with his mission and purpose. It was first to be a quarterback, and then it was going to be an announcer. And that's why I'm saying, Gisele, there's something there that she's unhappy, and maybe she just wants some emotional stimulation. When you have it all, what else is going to excite you anyway? Outside of cheating or getting with someone else. What else is going to do it? I don't know. But it's luxury problems is what it is. But as a man, you know that if you've really lost her, she's not emotional at all anymore. Now, the story said that when the football season is on, they kind of live separate lives, which isn't the worst thing, really, because when you have some space between one another, that's how you miss one another. That's how, when you come back and have some makeup sex, it can be even better, right? There's nothing wrong with any of that. But there's something going on with the quality of maybe the time he is spending with her, and the fact that he was a little wishy-washy in unretiring, maybe that shook her faith in his masculine core a little bit, because he was indecisive. Maybe if he knew all along, you know what, baby, I'm going to play until this age no matter what. Please just work with me until we get to that point, and I'm going to give you 100% undivided attention, love, when I'm in your presence after I retire. And if you say that with enough confidence, I think if she's really on your team and loves you, she will understand. But the wishy-washy back and forth, the fact that she's seeing him get emotional because of her. Now, some women do like that a little bit. They like seeing the power they have over a man. But other times as well, they don't like that kind of power. They will be annoyed, but then they'll resent it once they see it in action. And then here's the other thing. It's like, what is Tom Brady going to do? Like, say he retires and listens to everything Gisele says. There's going to be like the family and raise the 3 kids together and just spend all day, every day with one another. That won't fly either. The fastest thing to kill attraction even more is too much exposure, too much time together. That's why often a lot of marriages can become sexless. Too much time, not enough space. Now, granted, there's an abundance of dread involved here for both parties. Tom Brady could get with other women. Gisele clearly could get with other men. So there's an abundance of dread. But it is a good sign that Gisele's still getting a little emotional about it. However, I don't think Tom Brady's handling it the best. He needed to be more decisive, and he needed to tell her, hey, work with me on this part, and then, boom, we'll be together. We will be together after I retire, besides my announcing career. But that's why I'm saying this whole thing just seems like a symptom of a bigger issue. And the bigger issue is Gisele doesn't seem like she's happy. There's something else going on. And it doesn't mean that she wasn't happy before. When you look at the pictures where they've had together, huge smiles on Gisele's face. Huge smiles. But, that lovey-dovey feeling doesn't always last forever, even if it is Tom Brady. And any guy, even if you're Tom Brady, maybe you can kind of slip a little bit and have some wuss slips and be a little indecisive and a little too emotional about things, and it can be unattractive, even if you're Tom Brady. But like I said, if he would have just said it straight from the beginning and said, Gisele, I'm going to play until I'm 45 or 46, and then we won't have this discussion anymore. But the fact that he went back and forth, that does look indecisive. Now, granted, I do think he made the right decision on retiring. Think about that. You're a quarterback, the best quarterback ever. Once you retire, there is no going back anymore. Like, once you're done playing football, you're done playing football. So if you're capable of playing football at a high level even, why not? Why not go? And Gisele, she does appreciate that, I think, a little bit. It's what attracted her to him to begin with. His power, his status, his ability to play football. That was all a huge part of it. So it's just one of those things where the same things that attracted a woman to begin with can be the very same things that annoy her and agitate her later. And she's going to try to take those things away from you. And it's a subconscious crap test, really, a lot of times, where I think he passed the test by unretiring, but the way he did it, he shouldn't have had to unretire. He should have had that mindset going in. I'm going to play this, and then boom. But when you go back on your word a little bit, and maybe he told her, yes, I'm going to retire, and she got her expectations up, and then he unretired, was probably a little bit of a disappointment. Even so, like, he should have still had his mission and purpose first. That should have been number one. But the fact he went back and forth, perhaps that's part of the problem. So if I were Tom Brady moving forward, you stay in your emotional center. You tell her, I completely understand where you're coming from, baby. I understand that I said I was going to retire and then I unretired, but just work with me for this last year of football. So last year of my life. And this is we have the whole rest of our lives here, right? And granted, Gisele's done a lot of stuff to raise the kids over the last 10 years. Can't complain about that. She didn't have to do that, right? She had plenty of money and resources to put them all off on babysitters and nannies. But she kind of played that role, which is great. And Tom's probably very grateful for that. But he just needs to be on top of this and say, hey, once it's up, that's up. And I appreciate with all my heart your efforts. But him getting emotional and him being indecisive, not too good. And you got to understand the crap tests here. Subconscious, they usually are, these crap tests. Don't forget that either. So let me know what you think about this video. Do you agree, disagree? Did you like my analysis or not? I'd love to hear it. And what do you think Tom Brady should do? And what do you think Gisele is unhappy about? I'd love to hear those things too. So with that, thanks for watching. Have a good one. And also, like and subscribe if you haven't already.